Firstly, everybody, meet Shaniqua. Hey guys, usually at the end of the year, I post a lot of pictures and associate them with certain things I learned. But for the past 5 years, I kind of been wanting to do this as a video, but I never did because I didn't have the confidence for it. But I think this is the perfect year to. Firstly, before anything, I just want to say a shout out to everybody that I met this year, and a shout out minha família. Sério, vocês me dão todo o carinho, todo o amor que eu preciso para voltar para casa seguro e saber que realmente eu quero na minha vida. Então, muito obrigado para vocês também. And obviously, my best friends, my family friends. I was gonna put a long list of names on the screen, but in case I miss anybody, I'm just gonna say that. This might sound pretty cliche to some of you, and this might not mean something to everyone, but if it resonates with you, that honestly is great. But I'm honestly just doing this for me, and it's honestly just a way for me to reflect on who I am as a person and document it. So, and I also want to post it publicly because I know a lot of you guys follow me on here, so I thought I would share. Anyways, you shouldn't care what other people think. It's a cliche, but there are definitely going to be some watching. This taught me about presentation. Presentation is everything. And I'm not talking about the brand. I'm not talking about my coaching. I'm talking about as a person. You want to be viewed a certain way. But if you are not acting the way that you know you should be acting every time to be able to be viewed that way, then maybe you should consider your presentation. And most of this is coming from an industry standpoint of the things that I've learned while I've been trying to chase this dream that I have. But it's also really important because how can you expect people to trust in you if you don't show them the same happy version of yourself? And sometimes we can't do that. I get it. I've had my moments. But that's why I think presentation is everything. And you also need to keep an open mind about that, which is the next lesson. But you never know what you're going to gain from the people who are watching. And I will say this, at the end of this year was like the last month of this year when I thought I was going to end the year just contractless, orgless, whatever, is when the opportunities started coming in. And that was because it was somebody watching from the outside that I never met before. I also have to consider that the first person that gave me a pro contract was a construction worker in another state in the United States for an organization that was representing Brazil. So connect the dots. And that paved the way for my career today. So the focus here is not about the reward. The focus is the potential about the reward. The way I think about it is, do I want to be in a place where I have less blocks to build from, or do I want to spend time to get to another place that I know will have 10 times the more blocks that I have where I am now? Coaching is so focused on the relationships that I create with people that at this point, I decide to keep an open mind to anybody that I meet, because it's not about having the first step of potentially maybe getting to know somebody that you can benefit from, but it's more a first step to get to know yourself and how they can benefit from you. My job is a reflection of who I am. It is a reflection of who I was, because these young players and these young people are living the life that I wanted to have. So in a way, it's like I'm speaking to different parallel universes. It's speaking to different versions of younger selves that I had up here and not necessarily out here. But it's so introspective. I love it because it's like I get to tell my younger self what I wish somebody could tell me today. That's where I start realizing that the path that I take also influences the path that they take. And you don't have to be a coach to feel that. You can be in tech. You can be in finance. You can be in business. Anything that requires connection and working with teams is a place for that type of opportunity. Speaking of opportunity, maybe the path less traveled has the most detours. And why does that have to involve opportunity? Well, sometimes we think of opportunity as a purpose. Purpose is some strong word that we associate with as humans because we are hardwired to not understand not having direction. Psychologically, we need things to associate ourselves with in our lives to understand what life for us truly means. But at the end of this season, the competitive season, when I was done coaching Guild Esports, I felt like I didn't have a purpose. And purpose, the word itself and the concept, is something that resonates very strongly with me because quite literally, I was chosen to have the life that I have today. I was not born into it. Any time that I try and think about purpose, I think about my beginning. So it's almost a part of me. But this year, I learned something really, really important. And honestly, if it's something that you take away from this video, it's this. Not having purpose is not a restriction. It's actually necessary. You need to live in the present. You have to experience what pain you feel, what happiness you feel, what sadness you feel presently. The reason the path less traveled has the most detours is because the path less traveled makes you second think about the path you're taking sometimes. It makes you not be convinced that what you're doing is right. But the only thing that's right is fighting for your own happiness. And happiness to me actually became taking each day situationally. Now I understand that I do not always need a purpose. And if you try so hard to create it yourself, you might not allow others to show you a way to have one. And now starting in 2024, I have a purpose that wasn't given to myself, but was handed to me. And that was all because I decided to let go and accept that I'm in my 20s and I don't have everything figured out, and actually take the hand that is reaching out to me. And honestly, I don't think the path has ever been clear more before. And understand that every painting starts on a blank canvas. And that's a very, very, very powerful thing, is to be lost. It's a powerful thing because to be lost, you have to find a way to be found. Life is a journey, and sometimes it gets dark. But like the GOAT Uncle Iroh once said,
perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love. I don't know the answer. Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.
If you guys watch all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, you didn't have to stay here and watch, but I'm glad you did. Cheers with this water. And have a happy new year. And I wish you all the best. And I love you guys.